Ellie, what brings you in today?
So I have this problem, and I mean, I'm a senior in college. I know that I procrastinate, and I am like the queen of procrastinating. For example, this week I had a huge presentation in another class, and I have a paper due tomorrow, and it's an 8-page paper. Well, 6 to 8 pages, you know, but I think I'd rather be on a full 6, maybe 7 pages, just so she doesn't think I'm slacking. And I'm talking about a topic that I spent a year studying. It's the German, during the Holocaust, the youth resistance. And it's not something that a lot of people focus on, but I find it fascinating. And it's just, I love the topic so much, and I don't think I'm going to do it justice because I have less than 24 hours to write an 8-page paper now. And I mean, it's completely my fault. Like last night I went home and had a couple glasses of wine and made Christmas decorations, and we listened to Christmas music and decorated the house, and I sat around and talked to my roommates and like made plans for this weekend, and there's no reason why I couldn't be working on this paper. I didn't. And now I'm kind of like, okay, well now I'm in the library all night. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to turn in this paper, you know, with a topic that I think is fascinating. I love it. I think it's, you know, just so interesting, and I'm going to like half-ass this paper. And you know, my teacher even said, you know, I'm really looking forward to reading your paper. I don't know that much about it, and you know, it's an interesting topic, but I'm kind of like, I'm glad this isn't, you know, it's the first draft, but still, I'm not going to do it justice. And you know, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a good 5 pages written, you know. So I kind of have to weigh the consequences of, you know, should I write 8 pages and have it be like a sucky 8 pages, or should I write a solid 5 pages and just say, you know, this is all I have to give to you right now, but it's good. So that's something I've been struggling with, and right now I don't even have 2 sentences written, you know. I had it and I kind of just deleted it, and you know, I guess it's just the problem of like getting it started. And you know, I know so much about the topic that I was like, oh, I can just, you know, wing it. But now that it comes time to like actually write these sentences and get my sources in and everything, I'm just not seeing the big picture of the paper and how it's all going to fall together. And you know, the teacher's kind of a stickler for things, and she has given me some B's, which I'm not really used to getting on papers. So I've just worked myself into procrastination. I've just let my anxiety be like, okay, well, I'll just do it later. And now I like just have to sit down and do it, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. So I don't know. I guess it's just gonna be a long night in the library, and I guess I'm gonna be drinking a lot of caffeine.
So you're just kind of stressed about the whole situation.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I know it's only the first draft, but it is, the first draft counts for, I believe, half the grade, and I just, like I said, I don't know. The thing I'm really struggling with, should I focus on doing a good 5 pages and turning that in and saying, I didn't get to a conclusion, and here's what my last paragraph is going to talk about, but I just didn't, I mean, it's not there. It's still in outline form, which I don't even have that much. Or if I should just go ahead and write like kind of a rough 8 pages. I don't know what the teacher would prefer, and I'm almost afraid to ask her because it's to the point like, if I tell her that now, she's gonna know I'm really far behind and haven't been working on this at all. So I just don't know. You know, I know a lot of other kids in the class are in the same position. It's that time of the year that everybody's so busy, but I mean, that still doesn't really offer any consolation. Like, okay, some of the other papers might suck, but there's always going to be that kid that put the time and effort in and makes us all look really bad. So, I don't know. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the library. Okay, so I guess I will talk about how you, sorry, that was a really awkward transition. So you were attentive, and you know, you were nodding, and I liked that when I was talking and I said, I don't remember what I said, but it was something that you chuckled at. I didn't think it was inappropriate. It made me feel better, like, you know, it's not life or death, it's not the most serious. I thought that was very appropriate, and it made me feel better and kind of gave me a second to be like, okay, let's just laugh for a second. And you know, you did nod your head, you smiled,
Sorry.
So I think that you did a fabulous job, and you were attentive. You were always looking at me, even though I knew I was wondering at times. I could tell if I started wondering here, I didn't see you immediately look away or anything. So it just made me feel like you were really paying attention. Okay.
Hello, Kami.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Great.
So I'm going to ask you these few questions
Okay.
about little Kelly over there.
Okay.
So did you notice any shifts in the conversation at any time?
Not really. She talked a lot about the same topic, about how she was really stressed and how she was anxious about getting all this done and how she was a little bit upset with herself because she procrastinated. She had a little bit of a shift when she was talking about procrastination, and she said instead of doing her work, she went home and made Christmas decorations and, just kind of relaxed with her roommates. But for the most part, she kind of talked about the same thing the whole time and just about how she's really worried about getting that paper done. So.
Did you forget to listen at any time? If so, when? And do you have any ideas about why you stopped listening?
I think there was a split second that I stopped listening, and I think it was because I noticed that she was playing with her scarf, and I don't know, it was just a little distracting. But other than that, I realized that I wasn't listening as well as I should, and I immediately switched my attention back. So
It's a cute scarf, so.
I know, just a cute scarf.
Did anything happen that made it hard for you to listen?
Probably the scarf.
Yeah. Did you hear any changes in the volume and speed of the client's speech?
There was one part, for the most part, she was kind of, just was talking about it logically and I just have a lot to do, but I just need to do it. And there's one part when she was talking about how she's a little bit nervous about getting everything done and whether she should write a good, solid 8 pages or solid 5 pages or just kind of crappy 8 pages to use her words. And she kind of got just a little bit flustered and started speaking a little bit faster. So.
Okay. How would you describe her speaking style?
For the most part, it was kind of rational, and this is what I have to do, and just kind of. She would speed up a little bit when she would get a little bit nervous, but other than that, it was kind of steady for the most part.
How loud was it? Her speech?
Normal talking. There was some times when she would laugh a little bit, which would be a little bit louder. But yeah.
All right. And how fast or slow did she speak? You kind of already touched on this, but if you want to elaborate.
I'd say she was kind of, she was very methodical about it a little bit. She didn't speak really fast, because I know when I get overwhelmed, I speak really, really fast. So she wasn't quite like that. It just seemed like she kind of knew what she had to do. And then when she let her anxiety get the best of her a little bit, she started to speed up and be like, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff to do, and I have to be in the library all night. But for the most part, she was just slow and steady.
Okay.
So.
Good, Cam. Great. And so now I tell you about top part. All right. Well, as I was observing you, Cami, your body posture was very good. It was open to the client, and you didn't slouch or anything. You were just very and it was good. And your facial expression was congruent. When Kelly said, when you laughed at that other time, what are you doing? When you laughed at the funny, when Kelly was laughing, when she said something off topic or whatever, that helped her. That encouraged her. It helped her feel more comfortable. You're slightly inclined, which was good, and you faced her directly, when she was just kind of over here and over here, and you stayed there. It was kind of a center for her, so that was good. And you did have regular eye contact, and that was good. And you weren't distracting anything. Your hands were still like this the whole time, and like they are now. And your encouragement was good. It was minimal and very good. So perfect.
Great. Thank you.
All right.